Come follow us
on our journey to get a low-budget
DIY
feature film from script
to screen and beyond.
Nobody knows who we are.
Look at yourselves, realistically, nobody's going to give you that money. Nobody. You don't know who the fuck you are. It's a complete risk. You are unknown.
This is our first feature film, something we're going to do together. You're going to get it warts and all.
For now, you're just some pair of idiots like everyone else.
Never wait for permission. You just have to start.
Give yourself something impossible to do, and then just find the bloody way of making that thing happen.
This is DIY Cinema Cult.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Aaron. How are you? Good to see you, man.
I know, and you.
And hear you.
And hear me, just about, yeah. We've both been a bit under the weather, haven't we, I gather? The start of this year has been a bit of a challenge for us both.
Yeah, we have. We got hit by the nasty flu that a lot of people are getting struck down by, it sounds.
It's been a bit brutal. Yeah. I mean, you sounded like you got it before me, and you were out for a good month or something like that after Christmas.
I was, yeah, and then I completely lost my voice. And so when Jamie contacted us about doing a third, podcast about the Hyper film, I was like, oh mate, I don't have a voice yet. You're gonna have to wait a couple of weeks maybe till it comes back.
I didn't end. I mean, I got it I think about a month after you, but I didn't end up losing my voice. But I just had zero energy. I would have just been a complete kind of stumble along. It wouldn't have been much of a podcast really. It would have been a sort of a mumble at best. But but yeah. So we're gonna do a part 3 of our looking into Jamie and Darrell's fabulous film that you did a bit of work on, that we went to the premiere of, and they've been in the cinemas, so it'd be great to hear their progress as a DIY film that's been out in the world.
Yeah, it'd be nice to hear how they are doing. We went to the premiere, didn't we? We'll probably chat about this when the guys come on.
Yeah.
And I've only seen, I've chatted to Jamie a little bit since then, but, I've just seen through the socials and stuff and things. Things seem to be going really well. So it'll be really exciting to find out what's been going on and what things are about to happen and kind of bubbling under with them in terms of the film's progress.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jamie's actually entered the waiting room. Should we let the dude in, or should we?
Let's get him in.
Keep him on the outside. If your name's not down, you're not coming in. Right, here we go. We'll let Jamie in. So Darrell's coming on.
You are listening to the debut feature film podcast. This is DIY Cinema Cult.
Hey.
Hey, Darrell.
Hello, mate.
How you doing, man?
Good.
We're good, man. How are you?
Hey. I'm good, thank you. How you doing, Jay?
Happy to be here. Legendary.
Part 3.
You are most returning guests. Like you've had third episode now. So
yes, yeah, for real.
And we came down to visit you. I think the last time we saw you face to face actually was your premiere for Hyper. And we had a little chat with you on the night. Let's have a little listen back to that.
Here we go. So, hello, Jamie. Me and Mark are coming down to the Odeon, Tottenham Court Road, no less, for a rather splendid, magnificent occasion. Tell us all about it, Jamie.
So we are here at the premiere of Hyper, the STEVIE HYPER D Story. It's been a long time coming. Yeah. You guys have been on the journey.
We've certainly
I'd like to say from the beginning, but certainly in a significant part of it. So yeah, it's amazing to have you here. Thank you very much.
And so, what is this particular event? Tell us what we're actually doing.
So this is the world premiere.
World premiere.
Do
you say premiere or premiere?
I just like the word. The way I say premiere, like DJ
Premiere.
Premier.
Lots of different
You've got the right to say it. Just sounds nice. World premiere at Odeon, Tottenham Court Road, and it's coming out in cinemas nationwide. So
amazing stuff. So just tell us a little bit about the stress levels. How's it been?
It feels good now. When we last spoke, which was on the middle of the Kickstarter campaign, the stress levels were very high.
Yeah.
At that specific moment, but now
And it was tense right through to the end, right? I mean, there was one point I thought, is this going to happen for you guys? And at the last minute,
the tension was high.
Everyone came out for you.
The tension was high. Yeah. So we smashed the goal. We did like 48 grand when our target was 35, and that was really needed because, as you know, unforeseen, unsuspected costs on the Kickstarter or the final final bits of post-production. And so, yeah, the last 4 weeks have been the final bits of post-production to deliver to Odeon, yeah, so it's been crazy.
So how does it feel? Now it's on the screen, it's for everyone to see, there's no going back now, it's done,
It's amazing.
What does it feel like?
It's amazing. We managed to like improve it by like another 10 or 20%, so...
And, well, not only does it look like a packed crowd, it looks like a really fucking cool crowd.
Yeah, that's it. We've got a good crowd. It's like the world exclusive of this film, and yeah, really, really excited to show everybody. So yeah,
mate, well, good luck. We're definitely going to have a drink afterwards.
yeah, we'll have a chat after.
Are you going to do a bit of a Q&A?
We're going to do an outro. We were going to do a Q&A, but we thought we'd keep it short and sweet for the crew.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's
it.
Well, congratulations
Thanks, man. Thank
on
you
being
both.
here. I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah,
well done, mate. So we are here with Darrell.
Hey, how are we doing, guys?
Good, man. Really
How are you doing is the most important question.
A bit hot and a bit flustered, but very excited.
I just had to kind of explain to the audience who obviously can't see what's happening. We're in front of the classic film premiere backdrop.
Yep.
And I'll be seeing you getting your picture taken.
Yes. With family and getting all the important pictures done, yeah. So.
Wicked. And so...
Your family wants to be proud, man. This is the big day, right? This is the day you've been pushing for so long.
That's it, and I've managed to get all of them here. As much as I can, so
yeah,
so that's good.
And so a few last minute sort of stresses, according to Jamie.
Yeah, quite a few. We're gonna have to touch the film a bit, so
yeah.
So that's been like the main, but everything's gone well. It's sitting ready to play.
It's ready to go, man.
Yeah. And you got a full house from the looks of it, of very cool people everywhere. And Jamie was also telling me a little bit about the sales so far in terms of like the cinemas across the country and stuff.
Yeah,
Sounds
so
like
we're doing well. Bristol sold out. I think there's about another 4 cinemas close to selling out. So really all good. And after tonight is just a big media push to try and get the rest of the cinemas sold out.
Oh well, look, I really enjoy it. Okay, really take it all in, because after this you'll be like, oh my god, it all went past in blur. So just enjoy every moment of it. And congratulations to you again. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Mate, so I just want to say a massive congratulations to
Thanks,
you.
man.
We just watched the film. The response was absolutely fantastic. What was it like for you?
It was really surreal. I was saying to my friend just there that like I think because I've watched it so many times recently and like analysing it and like going, that frame is wrong, that piece, like, that grade is wrong, the sound mix is wrong there, just everything's wrong. Then when you're looking at it and you're like, oh yeah, it's delivered and it's here.
It's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that way. It's just that way.
Just for our listeners, we're literally standing outside the after party. So
so basically, like, it was just a really surreal moment. Like, when I was in the sound mix, it was really surreal. I was thinking, like, this is like, I can't believe I've made this film. And then watching it with, like, in the premiere, as I said earlier, my fucking American slang, or swag as it were. But yeah, it was so bizarre. It was kind of like, I sort of pinched myself because I love the music and the culture so much. It was so bizarre thinking, oh yeah, the world is now actually seeing this film about Stevie Hyper D that I made, and that is the most bizarre kind of crazy thing.
I think that will happen more. The more distance you get from you and the film now, you'll be able to appreciate it all that more when you start seeing it from a distance, seeing what it's doing, you know.
Yeah. So what's next after obviously about to go to the after party?
So this is like the sort of the beginning point of the really kind of like hardcore part of the promo. We've got loads of promo lined up. We've got a big feature lined up, talking to national press tomorrow. And the film is coming out on Tuesday, November the 19th at 60 cinemas nationwide.
Amazing.
Which is incredible. Simultaneously.
Wow.
And then we've got a second day screening on the 27th of November. But we've also got a Q&A lined up in Bristol on the 27th of November and also potentially on the 1st of December. And there is also a Q&A at Peck and Plex on the 29th. And the goal really is to like sort of kick down the doors and, you know, get this rolled out. So as a national release, basically. So.
And are you going to try and get along to a lot of these things? Because I know obviously with my film I tried to get to as many of the Q&As as I possibly could.
I'll definitely do what you tried to do. Just try and get to as many as possible. Shout about it and turn up. Turn up. I'm here. Hi guys.
This is the fun bit though, because after all those years in you know, staring at the kind of computer screens, staring at the script, looking at what the hell is this going to kind of turn into? Is this going to actually ever come out? You finally get an audience.
DIY Cinema Club. Big up. Fully part of the journey, fully here, right at the end, or the beginning, should I say, of the next chapter, you know?
Yeah. Well, look, you go off and enjoy yourself. There's a load of the crew and the family coming along. So big up, well done. Massive respect. Well done, mate.
Big up for the support. Mark, the legend. Aaron, the legend.
Have a great night, Jack.
Have a wicked night, man.
So good, man. So good, man.
You are listening to the debut feature film podcast. This is DIY Cinema Cult.
And there we all are at the world premiere of Hyper, the Stevie Hyper D story. So guys, what's been happening since? What's been going on?
Oh, where do we start, really? I guess basically me and Darrell were talking yesterday, and actually, you know, we did the theatrical release with a view of sort of building some momentum. And we thought we'd do the premiere, and we were just like ecstatic that basically we'd done this premiere at Central London Cinema, and it was an Odeon. And we thought we've got one night screening, you know, this is amazing. We're like the first jungle drum and bass film to be released in cinemas nationwide. That's that was a huge achievement in itself.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And it went bonkers. It went so bonkers. At one point I was like, I genuinely felt like I was having an out-of-body experience, because it was so insane. Like when on Channel 4 News, we were on like, you know, 4 stars on The Guardian. Mixed Mag was like, could this be the greatest jungle film ever made? You know, Dazed covered it. I mean, the coverage was like insane, but it was like, we were on Radio 1 Extra as well, and like, it was like the most insane thing I think I've ever experienced.
After the back of that premiere and then the mad response, you must have both been on a bit of a high then, was it? Did it feel like it was, you know, it must have been quite dizzy for you both?
When they say like that expression, your feet didn't touch the ground, literally that's how it felt from the premiere. And then there was, you know, various Q&As that we did. So we was kind of totally engulfed in, you know, now living our film, it being out and people to see it, which, you know, we've been trying to do for like the last 4 years. So now it was finally there. It was a quite surreal moment. And I can't remember who sent me a message just to try and just enjoy the day. Like, it will go just like that.
Goes like that.
Yeah, and it really did. But then because we had the kind of consecutive runs after, it almost felt like every day we were kind of almost living like a premiere. That kind of energy. And it was great, you know, the fact that it was so well received in that space, in like an Odeon, a big cinema chain. And, you know, we had the videos going about people expressing themselves. It was just, it was, I couldn't have managed. I don't think Jamie could have managed that at that point, like what we was about to achieve or achieving. So yeah, man, it's just been it's been a wicked ride, man, and it just feels like that was just the starting block.
Fantastic. So you talk. I mean, you obviously did the sort of block of screenings that we came to the premiere of at the Odeon, but you're doing more, or you've started already doing more at different sorts of venues. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So sort of rewinding a little bit. So we did the premiere, which is on the 6th of November, 2024, which was only a few months ago, but last year technically. And we did what was meant to be a kind of a one night only sort of screening at 60 cinemas around the country on the 19th of November. And then basically it was kind of, we had an idea if we did well, they would potentially extend it. But they extended it like a number of times. Basically, it was extended on the 27th to 40 cinemas, and then it was extended on multiple other nights to like various kind of specialist cinemas. It still ran in Camden, I think, until like mid-December, until like the 12th of December.
Amazing.
It kind of ended up being a theatrical sort of release. And what was so incredible about it was like on the day that we launched, which was Tuesday the 19th of November, it was like sold out in like a lot of the cinemas across the country. And at one point it was like number 7 in the UK box office with the second highest screen average after Gladiator 2, which is like
Amazing.
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 Excellent.
So good.
Well, seems very suitable for all the Junglist soldiers out there, frankly. The Junglist gladiators.
battling Gladiator. Do you know?
Yeah, amazing stuff.
That was
And
incredible.
so, and then after Christmas, you're moving into a different phase now. Obviously, the new year. You've got some more screenings planned. Is that right? Or
yeah, so basically the plan now is like, which was always the original plan actually when we connected with Dartmouth, was to kind of do like curated kind of Q&A sort of type screenings. We had our first one in Brighton because Brighton Odeon was meant to happen. We had a sold out screening in Brighton on January the 16th, which was amazing. Did a Q&A with Jack, who you introduced me to, made the Fatboy Slim documentary.
yeah, fantastic.
And yeah, it was really well received. There's like incredible people in the audience. Guy Carl, who's the editor of DJ Mag, was there. He was
Carl Loban, who did my first Q&A, funnily enough, in Brighton. So yeah, all nice. The same crew, same team.
Yeah, he was a lot of high praise from him. And then Wiz, who made the legendary short film.
Yeah.
He was there. He was also so incredibly high praise. And so we're kind of like going into a different phase with it, which is kind of in some ways just as daunting, because it's like we've had this huge success, and I think because Darrell and I, like, the success completely surpassed our expectations, we're kind of in a phase of like, well, we've got to sell everything out, but like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Can we sell it all out? I'm kind of like, in my head, I'm like, we should just sell it out of ease. But then the other part of me is like, well, actually, like, just be realistic about it. This is, as long as you sell well, and it's a picture house, which is really prestigious in its own right. For us, it's a huge deal, and it's kind of, we sort of, as Darrell said, we were like sort of swept off our feet with it, like for like 6 weeks, and it took everything out of me, and I can probably speak for Darrell, sure. Everything out of me.
Two husks of men.
I really want to big up all the people that contributed to the Kickstarter, because really that was like what enabled us to do the theatrical release. And on the interview that we did with you guys last podcast, we were like right in the thick of it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
We could see the terror in the eyes. Yeah. You were like 4 days left or something, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were like shivering. I could see the camera shaking a little bit,
That's right. I forgot that.
Yeah. Horrendous. Like, it was absolutely horrendous. Like, at one point, me and Darrell were like, what are we doing? This is like insanity. It was a huge leap of faith, but all of those people that came together, and you guys were saying, because you've done it yourself, like, don't worry, there's a spike coming, you'll get the spike at the end. Like, nah, no way. This isn't happening. But it was those people that really, without those people and without the people that contributed to it, like, it wouldn't have happened. And I just want to, for myself personally, I just want to thank all of those people. And onto the point of like what's happening next, that will be one of the things that we've got to do in the next sort of 2 to 4 months, is basically sort of start fulfilling all of the Kickstarter, all that stuff. So I want to massively big up all those people, and can't thank them enough, and they're all credited in the film, because that was a complete lifesaver. And actually, I mean, retrospectively, when I look back at that, I was kind of collating all the content and stuff for the release. That is, like you said, Aaron, it's like, that really was, I think, the momentum. I mean, that gave us momentum.
Yeah.
Contributed to the momentum like nothing else. Like, it was insane. And I mean, it was insane to like do a Kickstarter and then go straight into release anyway. Like, momentum, the PR we got off that, and then just ran straight into the film. It's like, oh, there's another news story. They've completed their Kickstarter goal.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of people don't realise, is that Kickstarter, yes, of course, it's about raising money, but it's also your first big marketing push. And it's the first time when suddenly you got a load of people who are like on your side, really wanting this thing to happen. So they're sharing it. You're getting press interest. You're getting all of that kind of first wave of marketing attention. And I think that's almost, obviously the money's really important, but it's very close second just to get that sudden spike of, you know, rampantly excited audience on side. You know, I think that is definitely one of those advantages people don't really talk about enough that you get from a Kickstarter, despite all the pain and agony that you go through. That really is worth something, you know, a lot, I think.
Like you said, Jamie, your release was very soon after
So
the end
soon,
of that
yeah.
Kickstarter. I mean, normally people will run a Kickstarter and then a year later the film comes out or something along those lines. And people who've contributed have almost forgotten about the fact that did I give 20 quid or 50 quid?
Did I ever get that T-shirt? I don't know if I ever got that T-shirt.
But you kind of smashed the Kickstarter, and it's, thanks for reminding me, because the last episode, it was a couple of, was it days before?
I think it was 2 days or something. Yeah, it was 3 days. Yeah.
And I remember you had a real leap to make. Still, there was there was a real leap in the funding, and everyone just kind of smashed it in the last day, 2 days, and it was, you know, so just after that last episode, that was a real dramatic win with the Kickstarter, wasn't it? And then straight into the premiere. So momentum was high. Yeah,
that's been our main tool, I suppose, is momentum. And having it from the grassroots, the people that really, like you said, believed in the film, embraced the Kickstarter, pushed it, shared it, invested, you know, that whole momentum. It's like, you can't buy it, you know. We would love to have a big marketing budget, and we don't, so we've worked what we got, and using the Kickstarter really, because, you know, excelled us to where we needed to be. Like, you know, like we had a bit of marketing money, but we didn't.
Well, it's the grassroots DIY way, isn't it? I think sometimes it's more powerful because people don't feel like they're being sold something. People feel like they're really genuinely getting recommended something they're gonna love, you know.
And they're also a part of it as well.
They're the team. They're part of the team. So I think. How has the rest of the family's reaction been to it all, Darrell? Are they exhausted as you? Or
they've kind of they've just really enjoyed kind of being the passengers and the kind of, you know, experiencing all the good feedback, and, you know, I'm sure at some point they will look at me like, you know, when is this film ever going to happen? It's happening. You kind of, when that's with your family, it's not too bad when it's kind of people out of your circle, but when you look in your family and in their face and saying that it's going to happen. And that premiere night, we couldn't have asked. It was such a great night, you know. It was for the family. That it must have been a long time that we've kind of all been together like that, and that it's celebrating something really, really positive. So it's been great feedback from them.
Had they seen any cuts or sneak peeks of the film along the way?
Well, they saw, I think I can never remember what point version it was, but they saw the version the version we was kind of happy with. So at that point, we said this is the film, and they were like, "Yeah, it's a great film." I think it was the drive and push from the executive producers and other people that were involved in the process that were saying, you know, push, you can do a bit more, and I think, you know, the reality is, you know, people are saying that it was a niche film, and I think we've kind of proven that it's not really a niche film. You know, it's a film that goes across like 4 or 5 generations. You know? There's not many genres that do that in music, and I suppose even in film. You know.
I think it's a really good. I think it's a really good point, and I think, like, I also believe that, like, even though, you know, we had great success with it and people really turned out for it, I feel like if we had, you know, if the screenings, when we had all of that momentum, if they were opened up more and we were given more access to more sites at that specific moment in time with all of that momentum, we would have definitely sold more tickets than we sold. And also as well, I just think it would have, you know, definitely would have reached definitely would have reached more people. And I think it's a really good point. And we had we had marketing budget because we had no marketing budget. We had like zero budget. We had an amazing publicist who we worked with who got some amazing press, like the Guardian feature and also the Guardian review, which is like just again unbelievable. And that was really, when those like feature and that review landed, both me and Darrell were like, am I reading this right? This is like, this is
when did this happen? He wasn't even aware that that process was happening in the background. So it was such a surprise to kind of see it, and then it was so positive. It was amazing.
DIY Cinema Club.
And then I guess the next phase, the getting it out there, the streaming, all of that sort of thing. What have you got a plan now in place? Is it kind of?
We're working on it at the moment. The goal basically is to get it out for the final quarter of this year on a streamer or a broadcaster, whatever is the kind of the most suitable platforms, like we talked about, and the OG podcast, as it were, is like. It really is like what fits best. And I think why it's worked so well for us distribution wise is because got a big up Dartmouth. Matt, who is head of distribution at Dartmouth, is a Junglist himself and a big Stevie fan, and like I think why the partnership worked well because he just knew it, like he just understood the culture and understood what we were trying to do. And he didn't when you have somebody like that in your team, like you don't even need to sell it to them, they just can talk about it because they were there. And I think that's such a huge thing. So I think, like, I hope I can sort of speak on behalf of Darrell as well. I think what we've always talked about is like it's not necessarily the size of the platform, it's like it's who are the people behind the platform and whether they understand it. And I think that will
do they care?
Do they care? That will define where we end up living. But either way, like I'm gonna put it out in public, the exclusive for DIY Cinema Cult. Like final quarter of this year is happening. Basically, it's gonna be on a platform of sorts by the end of the year. Basically,
fantastic,
good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I know that very well now. For looking into it on the distribution side for myself, that it's a strange time to be trying to distribute a film, particularly music-based film, because obviously maybe 5 years ago the really big players would have gobbled this sort of thing up, but it definitely feels like the world's slightly changed. They've moved a little bit, they're a little bit risk averse. I don't know if you're hearing that kind of stuff, but it feels that they're interested in those big key genres, celebrity and true crime and that kind of stuff. So it's an interesting time, isn't it? Because other people I've known, I won't mention names because it's a bit gossip and dirty laundry in public, but other people I know who've had music-based films and have gone to sort of platforms that you would imagine would be perfect for them, have kind of disappeared without a trace. And they said that was largely because of that the platform that they were on really didn't get it and didn't push it and didn't market it. They just saw it as more content to fill their platform. And I think that's what's really got to be the lesson, is in there are certain places and certain people you can get it to that are going to love it and are going to know how to get it to that audience, because in the end all these platforms are just they're all the same, right? What's that difference between a Netflix and an Amazon? And they're just a bunch of rectangles that you look at on a set-top box or on a laptop screen, but the recommendation that you're going to like this to Joe Public who's sat at home, and the ability to make sure people know about it, and then that's shared is the key thing. So yeah, I really hope you find that right route, because the film definitely deserves it, and more films like this with a sort of from an underground but with an overground potential, I feel like need to find those platforms and those people behind those platforms to kind of push them forwards and to make sure that they still get a voice, rather than all this stuff that's become so oversaturated now, true crime, etc.
Do you have any plans to continue doing screenings, like in a kind of DIY sense, and Q&As? And you're going to continue with that? Because I mean, the response, what I experienced at the premiere, the audience is just being into it and loving it so much. It seems like a real crowd pleaser, and there's obviously people out there who want to see the film, whether it's on streaming service or not. I'm sure there's still plenty of people out there who would fill seats in a cinema. Are you going to go out and do more of those?
Yeah, we're so on that point, and it's great that we're talking now. So we've got a handful of screenings happening sort of actually got a screening happening today in Aberystwyth in Wales, in the university there, and then also on the 27th in Margate, Broadstairs at the Palace Theatre there, and then on the 3rd in Exeter at Picture House, the 5th in Cambridge Picture House, and then the 6th at Ritzy, Brixton Picture House.
Great.
And then the 20th of March at Hackney Picture House as well. So
well, I sold all of those out, so you got to kind of at least get to that level, guys. The challenge has been set.
But it's just, like I said earlier, it's sort of like it's kind of daunting again. It's kind of like, oh God, like we're coming again, but we have to rebuild the momentum and which is kind of challenging when you've had like the algorithm. You were in the algorithm, viral basically. Like so much traction on everything we were posting because it was just all over the internet basically. And to sort of rebuild, you're never going to rebuild that momentum. But like, how do you, as a sort of DIY sort of collective of people, which we very much are, like how do you then build traction again when you had so much traction before, like naturally?
I mean, look, I've always said to Jamie, for me, is like the film has, like, for me, we decided we was happy with what we had. The film is kind of embodied this 90s kind of life. So I remember going cinema and watching a film and having to wait 6, 7, 8 months for it to come out on video or DVD. And I think the fact that we've kind of we're not forcing it in saying like it's got to be on the streamer. We're being positive, saying it's going to be out on a streaming platform. But until that point, we wanna just enjoy the creative part of what the film has created by itself, which is the theatre, people dancing, and that same sort of stuff going viral. And I think if this next run, if we keep that momentum going, and then up to September, say we finally kind of exhaust all the theatre stuff here, but then you never know, at that point it's caught on and people are like, we want to see it, I haven't seen it, I want to see it. And you never know that choice. Or it's we get a decent stream and they're like, yeah, we want to put it back in the cinema for you guys.
Yeah.
Never wait for permission. You just have to start.
Mark and I have been following, how would you describe it, Mark?
Chaos magic. Chaos magic. Chaos magic.
And you mentioned doing stuff abroad. So, I mean, have you got any plans for Europe, for North America, South America, all these places, Japan?
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but like we have been approached, and we're in discussions with a screening company about assisting us with this. We've been approached by promoters in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, US, Germany, Switzerland, Holland. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Great, fabulous.
I mean, like pretty much a mini world tour.
Yeah.
So we're in discussions with them, the promoters, and then all being well, second half of this year that will lead up to like hopefully to a streaming or a kind of multiple broadcast release in different territories around the world, which again is insanely ambitious. Like, kind of like it kind of fills me of like absolute dread and anxiety. But then at the same time, I'm like, this is what I'm saying. Like we set out to like, do the sort of the Odeon thing, and we thought, yeah, this is a great launch point, a great PR stunt, if you want to call it for that better phrase. But always what we're trying to do now. This was always the plan, and like the plan is kind of like in front of us. We just got to like coordinate it, and that's kind of pretty daunting. It's kind of like, oh my god, like how am I going to do this?
It's all been like that. If you got to admit it, really, going back 7, 8 years, 10 years, it's all been like that. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Every stage of the way's been like that, if you admit it. And you did, and you get there, don't you? You get there, and then that's. I always think it's like going up a mountain. You get to the foot of the base bit, and you go, okay, right, now we're here. So, wow, we made it. Now, look, I can see this next set of stairs. Bloody hell, that looks like a bit of a nightmare. I'm never going to get up those stairs. And you somehow get to the next bit, and it keeps going like that, basically.
The Everest analogy has just been like, that's been our support right through the whole program. It's like, we're halfway up the mountain now, mate. We're going to get there soon, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's been a bit of an avalanche today. We got to wait for a little bit.
We're snowed in at the moment.
We're not going anywhere. Let's just not eat each other while we're stuck here.
Exactly.
It's so funny you said that. Literally, that was like our main analogy for like making the film.
Yeah.
I still can't really work out like where I am. Where are we now? Where are we now on the mountain? Have we got off the mountain? Are we waiting for support? Have we taken the photos of the mountain? Like,
you thought you'd reached the peak. You thought you got to the peak. You're at the peak, and you realise, oh no, the peak. So it's up there.
There's all these clouds. There's a whole other mountain there. I've got to go up.
Yeah, maybe you've done one of the peaks, and actually that wasn't the real peak. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You think at some point as well, there's going to be a nice ski lift that's just going to take you all the way to the top.
That's what I thought.
And they're always out of action, aren't they? They never work. Well, I hope you get a helicopter at least up some of the next little bit, because it's all a challenge. But you've done so amazing up to this point, boys. So
thank you. Likewise as well, man. Your film's huge inspiration for for what we did, and it's been amazing to, and obviously Mark, you worked on a film as well, so it's been amazing to like collab with you guys like along the way, like fully part of the team as well.
And it sounds great that you guys have, like you said, Jamie, you've got a bunch of solid screenings kind of lined up. So it seems like I'm quite excited to see what happens with those as well, because it feels like, in terms of, you're talking about raising momentum again, it feels like just I would kind of lean into those, all your screenings, just make as much noise about each of them as possible, and create this kind of feeling of because it is quite exclusive at the moment. You're doing theatre screenings, people want to see it and they can't get to see the film, so it's building up that idea of these people have seen it, you haven't. Doing a screening tonight in Margate, you're doing a screening, there's the Brixton screening coming up. Create that buzz of exclusivity, and people wanting to really find out more about where it's going to be and what's going to happen to it next. And
Definitely.
I think you guys are in a really good place. Really good place.
Cheers, man. Wicked, man. Cheers.
Well, fellows, I think you've done an amazing job. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We'll have to meet in person and do some sort of social occasion.
Oh, definitely, man.
What have you, to celebrate it all. When's the next landmark from your perspective? When's the next, this is the next bit of the mountain, for like date-wise for you? Have you got something in the diary that you're like, we got to hit that?
Yeah, I think Darrell and I talked about it like a couple of weeks ago. I think like the real landmark moment will be if we can pull it off. Like, we're really dead set on like completing the dream by like end of November, basically. And in and amongst that, what we didn't manage to do and what we didn't manage to get out for the film release is our really our golden ticket with this is we've got music with Gorgon City and Boo, and Gorgon City are like one of the biggest house acts in the world, and Boo is like one of the new school like drum and bass. So he's like massive. He's like sort of top 3 biggest drum and bass acts at the moment. the goal and the sort of vision for the theatrical release was to actually get that music out at that time, and we couldn't quite coordinate it. So there's a sort of a vision to be able to coincide all of those things towards the end of the year. So that's the dream. That is the dream, and that was always the dream. So the dream hasn't been realised yet. It's only been partly realised, which is crazy.
There's still an extra peak.
There's still an extra peak.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant film, and I absolutely loved watching it. I'm sure loads of people are still super keen to see it and get their eyes on it. What were those screenings coming up, Jamie? What were the dates of those?
So tonight in Aberystwyth, then the 27th in Margate, Broadstairs.
27th of Feb, yeah.
Monday the 3rd in Exeter, Picture House. Wednesday the 5th in Cambridge, Picture House. Thursday the 6th at the Ritzy, Brixton. And then Thursday the 20th in Hackney, and then finally we're doing a second of which I didn't mention earlier. We're doing a screening in Brighton on the 27th at Comedia as well. We sold out Brighton earlier in the year as well.
Amazing.
Great stuff.
Really exciting, but it's kind of it's finding that last bit of energy to get up that final. Well, actually, this isn't even the final bit. What is this bit? What is this?
Yeah, brutal. It is brutal. Nobody is aware of how brutal the whole thing is. I think there's days where I think, yeah, I've really got somewhere today. I've moved the needle just a little bit in the right direction today. And then 2 days afterwards, I think, I'm fucking nowhere near anything. What am I talking about?
Sometimes as well, you're sort of afraid to move the needle as well.
Yeah. You think, I don't want to make that phone call because that's a really, really complicated phone call. If I make that phone call, that could be yes and no to the whole bloody thing, and I don't want to go there just yet. Yeah.
Well, this is like therapy. I forget every time I think about it. It's like it's therapy sessions, like film therapy, like.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll change the name. Yeah.
Should I do that call? It's like exactly the same. Should I do that call today?
Yeah.
I
might. I'll leave that one.
Make that call. No, we need to be on good vibes to make that call.
Good vibes. Yeah, that's a good vibes call, and I'm feeling bad vibes.
My vibe is a bit off today. I'm not sure I'm going to make that call today because that could affect the whole chain of events.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's time to read Sun Tzu's Art of War. I think that's when you know you've got to go deep. Turn to the right page and you think, okay, yeah, I'll be fine. Well, good luck with it all. Maybe we'll have a part 4 when we're at the streaming stage, guys.
Well, I've suggested to Jamie, I think, what would be great is there's a few other Andy C's making a film. Did we meet in
Crust? Yeah.
But there's a few people making films, and I think I think it'd be great if we celebrated ourselves. So it'll be a way we can get all those Ray films under one roof.
That's a sick idea. Like even if it was like a Free Party, Fatboy Slim, maybe a London something.
Yeah, exactly. But so we should definitely consider because as you said, it's DIY, and if the platforms that be are not giving us the celebrations that I feel the flowers that I feel people like ourselves and yourselves do, then we'll grow our own garden.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So definitely yes, maybe something we can look at in the near future, man.
It'd be wicked.
That'd be a great vibe, man. A whole afternoon of Ray films would be sick.
Oh yeah. Make it a weekend with an after party.
There you go. Wicked,
well, I'm sure a few places that I've experienced through this last year and that you guys have gone through and screened out would be well up for that. I think I can think of certainly in London, certainly Brighton, certainly Bristol, places like this, Manchester would love that kind of thing. So yeah, let's talk more. That sounds like that sounds like another little peak we've got to climb.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we love this, as you guys mostly know yourselves, just love finding work for ourselves, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just one more burst of energy.
That's it.
DIY Cinema Cult. On Instagram we are DIY_cinema_cult. Seek out the DIY Cinema Cult group on Facebook. Like and subscribe and follow us.